Hello everyone, this is Baduk, and I just realized that I was one win away from double ranking up on my 1Q account on Tygem. That would bring me up to the Dawn ranks here, and then we can get some higher level games. Maybe rank this account up a little bit further. So let's get into a game and see if we can win this final game.
The game is
All right,
started.
looks like I might have a game, and I might be black. Let's see. All right, I'm going to play 4 points just for fun. And I guess we'll just approach. Just keep everything very simple. Instead of taking corners and stuff, we'll just attach by the modern Joseki here. I'm not sure how much I actually like this position overall, but I think it's fine. The option, yeah, extending down here is probably the normal option if you connect, but you could still push here. Normally, this push is the right move, but to keep it very simple, I like to play this 1 point jump. This allows me to play the Tiger's Mouth. If he Atari's here, there's nothing there. So this push is not necessarily good right now. It just makes me a little bit stronger. And then he's taking the bottom. Okay. So I have a couple options now. We could prevent him from growing by approaching here. Or we could enclose our own area. Because we have this Tiger's Mouth, we can jump. I like the idea of playing this enclosure to prevent him from approaching us. I was going to attach. That's very interesting. I think this left side is just a settled group. So I'm going to push him out towards this side and keep my corner. Often, keep your corner is the right choice. And he just needs to, he just needed to make a base here. He could Hane, and I could push, and that's probably fine for me. If I jump here, I do get the opportunity to potentially make a lot of points on the top. But I think I want to prevent him from getting a solid base on this left side. Because I think he should have taken a base. And now we can just play the simple move. I'm not going to play the complicated move. Just a simple move. Make sure my top group is connected and fine. He still needs to run out, and if he runs out more, I get to take more points on the top side. And then maybe I can get to the bottom side first. Maybe we'll play his move. Ooh, this move now. I think that's fine. I will just take my points in the corner. Ah, it's interesting. Just connect. This seems a little bit questionable. This is the vital point here. If he extended there, it would have been a nice shape for him. And I think I will just poke at his shape, make it a little bit more difficult for him to live. I'm poking at his shape first before defending, because this Atari just gets him center strength. It doesn't really do anything else. So I wouldn't mind poking the shape first. And in this case, I will extend to take the center. If he Hanes here, then I can block. He can live now. And then we can move on to the next part of the game. Just keeping it, as I said, very simple. Since I have this very strong position, I definitely wouldn't mind approaching his 4/4 stone. I was going to kick. Okay. That is fine. Kick and pincer. So we've seen this quite a lot. We can attach, but I think I want to take away his base first, force him to jump out, and then go to attach in the corner. Yes, there we go. Now attaching here is a little bit stronger. Just extend and cut. This is the common variation here. It's a little bit difficult for white to handle, but you do get a lot of nice forcing moves. But as I said, we have seen this quite a few times at this point. And because my opponent is very close by, I'm just going to connect instead of doing the Tiger's Mouth. Normally, with this peep, you don't usually want to connect right away, and you would usually want to attach on one side or the other, or play something like this move here. This move could actually work still. It's just something you have to read. So if I play here and he pulls back here, I pull back, he cuts, I Atari, then Atari, 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 and he gets to capture these stones, and I get to surround this side. So something we could do is we could peep here. If he connects, then I can play this one. Or I could just play this one directly. I don't know which one I like. Let's peep and see how he responds. Okay. Let's try this one here. It seems interesting. Just to show you another way to protect this sort of cutting point. We just block on this side. And he needs to... That's an interesting move. I guess I just protect my cutting point. And like I can just Hane out. If he cuts me, I Atari this stone and capture the 3. And then I just protect my cutting point directly. Make sure my group is very strong. That move is not really Sente. You can see that there is this elephant's eye right here, this elephant jump. So I'm going to poke the elephant eye. And I get to separate, which is really nice for me. So I just get to connect. He should probably come back and capture this. He doesn't want to keep exchanging moves here. So I have a lot of options. Simplest option is just to capture the stone, and then I'm basically alive. He probably wants to push me down and connect underneath. So if I block here first, he captures, and then I capture. I prevent him from connecting up. I could also turn. This turn is threatening to connect here and capture the 3 stones, or to capture this stone. Often you want to do a move like that. He could try to Hane again. Then there's this one. He goes underneath, I capture. He Ataris again, I capture, and I get a lot more strength. So let's do that one. Oh, he's just going to do that one. All right, I'll just connect. And then we can capture these stones on the bottom. If he cuts me, we can read if this ladder works, and it looks like this ladder does just work, so he can't cut. So he just misread the situation. Yeah, I was trying to make a double threat, so he captures here, then I capture there. Make it simpler. He could have tried to be very complicated and do a double or triple Hane and try to connect underneath or something, but that would have made me a lot stronger. Oh, I don't believe this works. If I Atari, he connects, I Atari, he goes out, I Atari, he goes down, I Atari, Atari, and straight down.
Overtime countdown
Just a ladder. Let's see. Just a ladder going straight down to the side of the board. Yeah, just misreading here. It looks like he ran away, right? Yeah, okay. He was probably very upset after misreading the ladder. That's understandable. So it's a very, very short game. Since it is a short game, we should probably talk a little bit about it and see how he could have played a little bit differently. But first, I'm excited to be 2 Dawn here on Tygem now. You can see my little mouse in the corner, I guess. I don't know why I chose a mouse, but whatever. 2 Dawn here. And we'll have to see if the games are very different from now on. This was a little bit complicated, I guess. But if we go back to the beginning of the game, I think he didn't really make any mistakes. This is potentially a mistake, but not really a big deal. He played a little bit slowly here, but I can't really say it's a mistake. It's very solid. Maybe because of this move, he wants to play one more on the bottom, so he doesn't have to worry about his group. But if he was worrying about his group and he wanted this sort of formation, he should push right away. Just push here now and then take this. Don't worry about the corner. If I take the corner now, it's a little bit slow. I don't need to actually Atari or anything here, but yeah, it's a little bit slow if I take the corner now. And he can get the next big move to increase the size of this framework on the bottom or play anywhere else on the board. But that's why I think it's a little bit slow. If he wants to play on the bottom somewhere, I think just enclosing the corner is a little bit better. But it's probably good for him to just play anywhere on the board right now, except for this side this early on in the game, since he doesn't need it for the strength of his group. Then I think this was actually perfectly acceptable by him. However, this is just an easy way for me to get a lot of strength or a lot of territory and strength potentially on the top or on the side here. This was probably maybe not his big mistake, but a little mistake by him. And this is probably the most important aspect here. He could, I've seen AI recommend this jump here. And I believe that's because if I push, it makes a very strong shape for white. And then if I peep, there is potential for cutting points. If I have to give it up, again, it's very strong shape. And also, just pushing here and jumping, 2 space here is a very good way to make a simple base. This is something he should be focusing on doing, though, because there is a little bit of Aji here on the bottom side. If I connect and I have to defend like this, I don't have 2 eyes. If I connect here, it's again, I don't have 2 eyes. And so the only option for me to try to get eyes is to connect here. This means that he can Hane over the top and potentially get more influence towards the bottom. So there's a lot of Aji with this group, and it's still not alive. So focusing on trying to get a position on this side is very important. So something like 1 is fine. I probably would actually just jump here to make sure that my group has no problems. Then when he jumps out towards the center and I jump over here, his group is very flexible and strong, and he can Tanuki now and try to get the top reduced. And so I think this was his major mistake. Of course, later on there was reading mistakes, but his major opening mistake was this turn. I get to just prevent him from getting too much. And he wasn't really able to take advantage of anything here. And then he tried to evade again when his group was still somewhat weak. And we get to poke out his shape. He gets to live, but I get the next big move. I think after this, this is his only other big mistake that he made. Yes, I am making a large area on this side. If he's worried about that large area, don't kick. You don't kick. You just invade. This would be like a 3 space pincer. It's hard for me to attack that. Even if I do something really wide and try to like very much swallow the stone, let's just say he does this, threatening to get out, and now he's probably just alive now. There's even more moves he could play, but probably just alive now already. So this is the sort of idea that you want to have. You don't want me to grow over here. You have to jump over here. You're sacrificing potential to grow the bottom in order to prevent me from growing the side. Everything is sort of a trade. Kicking and invading is a little different. I get to take advantage of these 2 stones in a way that I couldn't before. In the original game, I am able to get this outside strength here in order to attack the stones now. And so that makes it much easier for me. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this game. It was kind of fun. There was a little bit to learn in the opening. But before I say goodbye, I want to say thank you to the people who are supporting me on Patreon. I got a couple new people. I'm very excited and happy to have everyone supporting me. Because I was able to reach my goal on Patreon, I am now going to be streaming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday whenever it's possible. So if you want to check out my stream or support me on Patreon, definitely go do that. You can find links to everything in the description of my video. And I hope you are having a good day. Have fun.